Sam, the NHL draft is hours away. For the hockey world, how big is the NHL draft?
Well, it's a huge thing. You can set your franchise on a winning course with what you do in the draft. I mean, it is a little bit different this year because we're looking at the Vegas Golden Knights as Stanley Cup champions, and they only had one drafted player. But that is really the first time in history, at least that I can think of, that's ever happened. But in order to work in a salary cap system, for the most part, you need to have players that you draft and develop. So this is the first step in that process.
What do people in the hockey world or during the draft say about Frölunda?
Well, I think it's a storied program in the SHL, and you think about the young players that have come out of there, and think about players that have made their way from the Frölunda program into the National Hockey League, and obviously a lot of success in that regard. But one of the names that comes up when you talk about international teams, it has to be near the top of the list. I mean, if you're thinking about maybe the Pelicans in Finland, then there's no KHL team that immediately comes to mind, but Frölunda is a team that immediately comes to mind for hockey fans, you know, on this side of the pond, if you will. So a very good and successful program for a long time with a lot of history.
What do you expect from the draft tomorrow? What are you most excited about?
Well, I'm most excited to see what happens after Connor Bedard is taken. I think Connor Bedard is a generational type player. He'll be the first overall pick to Chicago, and then things are really going to open up. I mean, hearing about some surprise things that may happen as early as the third overall pick with Columbus. But I'm also looking at a very diverse class, talking about players coming from all over the place, from Austria, Finland, Sweden, Russia, Czechia, Slovakia, Canada, the United States. I mean, it's a really diverse draft, and I think that speaks to how hockey has grown internationally over the years.
Thank you.